In this video, I am going to describe one of Jean Piaget's tests to discover the developmental stage of a child. Jean Piaget was born in 1896 and died in 1980. His main interest was in younger children's responses, looking at their wrong answers more closely. Piaget believed that younger children were not dumber than others, they just thought in a different way. Piaget interviewed children between the ages of 4 and 12 years old. In doing so, he developed 4 general periods of development. The 4 stages of development that Piaget theorized are listed in this chart. The first stage is entitled the sensory motor stage. This stage happens between birth and 2 years old. Next is the pre-operational thought stage. This stage is between the ages of 2 and goes until a child is either 6 or 7. The third stage is the concrete operational stage. This stage develops when the child is either 6 or 7 and goes until he or she is 11 or 12 years old. Lastly is the former operational stage. This occurs when a child is either 11 or 12 and goes up through adulthood. The test that I'm going to describe specifically looks at the difference between the pre-operational and concrete operational stages. To decipher between the pre-operational and concrete operational stage, Piaget developed a few tasks that could be done. The task I'm going to explain is Piaget's conservation of continuous quantities. Here is what you will need. First, you will need to get 2 identical glasses that are see-through, and 1 glass or container that is either taller or wider than the 2 identical ones. You will need to fill up the 2 identical glasses with the same amount of water. The wider glass will remain empty. In my experiment, I placed food coloring in the water so the child would be able to recognize the amount of water more clearly. This is entirely optional. The water in the 2 identical glasses will need to be the same amount. You're going to have the child look at the glasses and recognize that the water in both are exactly the same. Next, you will have the child take one of the identical glasses and pour the water into either the wider or the taller container. At this point, you will have the child explain the water in either the taller or wider container. The child will need to tell you if the water in the wider or taller container is more or less than the water in the 2 identical glasses. This will help you understand if the child is in either the pre-operational or concrete operational stage of development. You can have the child look from different angles to see if they can better understand what happened when you poured the water into either the wider or taller container. You can also have the child pour the water that is in either the wider or taller container back into one of the 2 identical glasses. This may help them understand that the water is the same, but it may also just prove the fact that he or she is still in the pre-operational thought stage instead of into the concrete operational thought stage. The book Theories of Development by William Crane clearly explains Piaget's findings. It states, when the child argues that a change in height is canceled out by a change in width, the child understands that the end result is a return or reversal to the original amount. Piaget theorized that when a child understands that the water remains the same no matter what container it is in, he or she has then moved into the concrete operational stage. Now it's your turn. I hope you can take the information listed in this video and apply it to an experiment of your own.